Hey there, good morning everyone. How's it going? Today is another beautiful day, and we're here today doing the Course in Miracles lessons. And today's lesson is lesson 76. And here we go. I am under no laws but God's. We have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you to be salvation. Each has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. You are not bound by them. Yet to understand that this is so, you must first realize salvation lies not there. While you would seek for it in things that have no meaning, you bind yourself to laws that make no sense. Thus do you seek to prove salvation is where it is not. Today we will be glad you cannot prove it. For if you could, you would forever seek salvation where it is not, and never find it. The idea for today tells you once again how simple is salvation. Look for it where it waits for you, and there it will be found. Look nowhere else, for it is nowhere else. Think of the freedom in the recognition that you are not bound by all the strange and twisted laws you have set up to save you. You really think that you would starve yourself unless you have stacks of green paper strips and piles of metal discs. You really think a small round pellet of some fluid pushed into your veins through a sharpened needle will ward off disease and death. You really think you are alone unless another body is with you. It is insanity that thinks these things. You call them laws and put them under different names in a long catalog of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. You think you must obey the laws of medicine, of economics, and of health. Protect the body and you will be saved. These are not laws, but madness. The body is endangered by the mind that hurts itself. The body suffers just in order that the mind will fail to see it is the victim of itself. The body's suffering is a mask that minds holds up to hide what really suffers. It would not understand it is its own enemy, that it attacks itself and wants to die. It is from this your laws would save the body. It is for this you think you are a body. There are no laws except the laws of God. This needs repeating over and over until you realize it applies to everything that you have made in opposition to God's will. Your magic has no meaning. What is meant to save does not exist. Only what it is meant to hide will save you. The laws of God can never be replaced. We will devote today to rejoicing that this is so. It is no longer a truth that we would hide. We realize instead it is a truth that keeps us free forever. Magic imprisons, but the laws of God make free. The light has come because there are no laws but His. We will begin the longer practice periods today with a short review of the different kinds of laws we have believed we must obey. These would include, for example, the laws of nutrition, of immunization, of medication, and of the body's protection in innumerable ways. Think further, you believe in the laws of friendship, of good relationships, and reciprocity. Perhaps you even think that there are laws which set forth what is God's and what is yours. Many religions have been based on this. They would not save, but damn in heaven's name. Yet they are no more strange than other laws you hold must to be obeyed to make you safe. There are no laws but God's. Dismiss all foolish magical beliefs today and hold your mind in the silent readiness to hear the voice that speaks to the truth to you. You will be listening to one who says there is no loss under the laws of God. Payment is neither given nor received. Exchange cannot be made. There are no substitutions, and nothing is replaced by something else. God's laws forever give and never take. Hear him who tells you this, and realize how foolish all the laws are the laws you thought upheld the world you thought you saw. Then listen further. He will tell you more. about the love your Father has for you, about the endless joy he offers you, about his yearning for his only Son, created as his channel for creation, denied to him by his belief in hell. Let us today open God's channels to him and let his will extend through us to him. Thus is creation endlessly increased. His voice will speak of this to us, as well as the joys of heaven, which his laws keep limitless forever. We will repeat today's idea until we have listened and understood there are no laws but God's. Then we will tell ourselves as a dedication with which the practice periods concludes. I am under no laws but God's. We will repeat the dedication as often as possible, at least 4 or 5 times an hour, as well as in response to any temptation to experience ourselves as subject to other laws throughout the day. It is our statement of freedom from all danger and all tyranny. It is our acknowledgement that God is our Father and that his Son is saved. Okay, so today's lesson is all about realizing that the only laws that exist, I have a little something in my eye. The only laws that exist are the ones that were made by God. And God's laws are truly not really laws. They're just things to understand that are true. And what do I mean by that? True meaning that there's only love. There's only happiness. There's only giving. There's only abundance. These things are what we would call God's laws, and not the laws that we make part of our illusion, which is we give reasons for things. There's only this because of this. You can only be happy if this. You only healthy if you have this, or if you're experiencing that. Those are laws that we're making, and that we're saying that this can only a certain thing can only be a certain way if X, number 1, number 2, number 3 are happening. Those are our kind of laws that we put into place. Some of them are believed by everyone, and some of them are just believed by you as an individual, laws that you place upon yourself. Like saying, oh, I'm only happy if I have X and X amount of money. I'm only happy if I have this individual in my life. I'm only happy if you fill in the blank. Those kind of things are also laws that we place upon ourselves. And then there's the bigger laws, that are believed by everyone. It's a wonderful day if it's not raining. Some people believe that law, and other people have it's only a wonderful day if it's raining. So, these are different craziness things that we put into, that we make laws for ourselves, some collective and some singularly. So, today is all about understanding that these laws don't really exist. The only laws that really exist and that are true are the laws of God, which are love, happiness, joy, peace, that are always present and that will always exist. And if we come to that realization, it's freeing and it's wonderful, and it brings peace and it brings joy and it brings happiness into our hearts to realize that those are the only laws that really exist. So, I'm under no laws but God's. So, today's practice periods is a longer one longer one, which basically is telling us to focus on the laws that we have created for ourselves. The laws that we think we must obey. And they give examples here of like the laws of nutrition, of immunization, of medication, and protecting your body in many different ways. The laws that we have regarding friendships, relationships of different kinds, whether they be romantic or working relationships. There's so many different laws, religious laws, all these things that we can think of in our minds. So the first practice period is to bring all those up and forward think of them. And then once you do, release them, and then understand that the only laws that really exist are the ones that are God's. So once you bring them forward and you think of them, then you repeat to yourself, I am under no laws but God's. So you're releasing all those made up laws, shall we say, because they are made up. They're made up by us and by, our brothers and sisters, and we follow them. So the longer practice periods is allowing us to realize those are all made up laws. They're not real laws. The only real laws that exist and the only laws that I am under are the laws that are God's laws. I am under no laws but God's. And then the shorter practice periods is all about repeating that to yourselves at least 4 or 5 times an hour whenever you feel any temptation to think otherwise. Whenever one of those laws that we have made up pops up in your mind, then remind yourself by saying, I am under no laws but God's, and keep doing that throughout the day so that you will allow yourself to be free from all these made up laws that in a certain way keep you binded or bound by these limitations that we place on ourselves and don't allow us to be happy. So let's go ahead and move forward and do these practice periods for today, and I hope you get something from it. So I hope I do too. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I love you all, and I will see you again tomorrow.